Today I'm going to be building a pirate cove, which was basically just me starting to build a pirate ship, realizing that if that was all I did, this would be a very short video, and so deciding to add a whole secret pirate cove cavern thing. But basically I was inspired by the Get Famous items that come with the sets, where it's basically a pirate ship pre-made, and so I just pieced it together. You'll see in a bit, but I added like an actual floor underneath, which I didn't know if I was going to be able to do. I really wanted to have an actual space you could go under beneath the ship by using a basement, but you cannot use basements on seafront lots, which is kind of sad. Like, I get why, but it's kind of annoying. Like, I wish you could do that, and I feel like it would be really fun to have that sort of thing, but sadly we can't do that. So you can see I just raised it up to make it appear like it's floating, and it's not the best, but I think it does work. And then I decided to make a dock, so it's like the ship has sailed in and it's parked. I don't know ship terminology, but it's parked by the dock. And then I had the beach covered in rocks and stuff because I wanted it to be quite treacherous and spooky. And then I added an X marks the spot for buried treasure, because it's a pirate cove. Obviously there's going to be buried treasure. That's just the best cliche ever, so it has to be there. And then I tried to make a kind of natural looking cave out of walls, which is quite difficult because the walls aren't ever very natural looking, and I don't think you can use terrain tools on a seafront lot. I will admit it did not occur to me to use terrain tools, like to raise up and lower the ground, but I think I remember them being grayed out anyway, so even if I had thought of that, which really should have been the first thing that came to mind, but it just didn't. I don't think I would have been able to use it anyway because of the seafront lot, which is really sad. So maybe I'll try making something along these lines, but without a seafront lot. I don't really know how I'd do that, because we do have terrain tools to make a lake. So if I did it on a 64 by 64 lot, I could make a massive lake and pretend it connected to the sea or something. I really do not know, but maybe that's a video for another day. Anyway, you can see I'm making the cave, trying to make it look cave-like and not just like a tiered cake. But yeah, I decided to add this wrecked ship, and I wanted it to be like it crashed when it was trying to dock on the spiky rocks, which I do add more spiky rocks, and I tried to blend in the environment a bit towards the end. So trust the process. I think it came out quite good, although the cave does still look a bit jaggedy rather than natural. It looks a bit man-made, but it's just, that's the best I could do without really going into debug and getting all the rocks out, sizing them up, and I wanted it to be semi-functional at least. I haven't playtested it yet, but I will do that, and I will make sure it functions before putting it on the gallery, because I think it's always nice to have it function, at least a little bit. Like, you can't live here, but I think it'd be cool to have maybe a storyline where you play as, I don't know how you could play as pirates in The Sims, but you could have your Sims come here, maybe make it a bar, like a secret bar, kind of like in Windenburg with the hidden island place. I can't remember what it's called, like the Bluffs. And there's another one. There are two, and I always get them mixed up. One of them's secret and one of them's less secret, but they both kind of, like the ruins, yeah. They both kind of give off the same feeling. Anyway, I'm covering the rock in plants to try and hide all the sharp edges. And yeah, I think it looks quite good. It comes out very tropical, which I feel works because it's in Sulani, so it's a fairly tropical environment. But I really just used plants from every single pack ever. I really combined a whole host of plants. I wanted it to be quite a diverse environment. But yeah, so this bit's a bit boring, I will admit, just watching me place all these plants. I think it comes out quite pretty. But I love this world so much. Sulani is so beautiful. They really like knocked it out of the park with this world, making it so pretty. And I don't know, I think this is the most beautiful Sims world. Like, The Sims always does the most amazing worlds. It always looks so good. And that's definitely where their strength lies, and especially with this pack, it was so beautiful. But it's a shame, like, the other aspects of the pack didn't really turn out that great. I really want an Island Living refresh, because I feel like they could do so much with that, because Island Living is definitely one of the least fleshed out expansion packs. Like, most of the expansion packs aren't that good, I don't think a lot of them are really very full. There's a lot of missing places. Like with the For Rent expansion pack that's coming out soon, I'm a bit nervous about it because I don't see any obvious actual like gameplay. Because there is the purpose of it is, oh, you can be a landlord, you can have units, and you can be a tenant and stuff, and that's all well and good, but we already had that in City Living. So they're just improving what we already paid for. And I think that's just a bit dodgy. Like, they could have made a refresh for City Living, and I don't like it. But they have said there will be more stuff coming, so who knows, maybe it will turn out a bit better. But I don't know, I'm a bit nervous. And like, what I am happy with, actually, they said there were 4 aspirations, which I don't think we've had a look at any of the aspirations yet, and they said there were 5 traits, and we do know the traits. The traits seem pretty cool, and one of them's wise, and you can only get that once you're an elder as one of the acquired traits, which I think is pretty cool, although they do need to tone down the frequency of that, otherwise no one will have any slots left by the time they become an elder. I do like the look of that. I would love to see what the aspirations actually are. I am hoping they're hiding a lot from us already, because I don't know how can you have 4 aspirations from just being a landlord? It kind of gives Bust the Dust and how that somehow spawned 2 aspirations about either being clean or being dirty. I can't speak for everyone, but personally, my one goal in life is not to be dirty the whole time. I just thought that was kind of funny. I'm anti-kit. I don't know, I feel like I'm a bit tentative about all the expansion packs of late, because they don't seem very fleshed out. Like the horse pack, come on, like we've had so many farming packs, that's kind of ridiculous that there's one pack dedicated to horses. And I think the worlds are always beautiful, the worlds are always worth it, the cast is always worth it, the build buy is always worth it, but then the gameplay does not seem like enough to fill an entire expansion pack. It does not sit right with me. I feel like there's stuff missing, but I don't know. Maybe that's how it's always been, because I guess Get Together doesn't, on the surface, really seem like something that would fill in the expansion pack, but then I would say it's worth it. I think it has an amazing world, and then the club system's really good, so I don't know, maybe it's just nostalgia making me think the old packs were better, but because Get to Work was not a good pack, and that was the first one, so I don't know. Anyway, back to the build. So I've kind of moved on to the inside. I wanted it to look a bit mismatched, and like they've kind of pulled furniture from all these places in the world. They've gone sailing around the sim lands, and they've got all these treasures and all these random furniture items, and they just put them all in here for their pirate gatherings. I love the idea of pirates. Like, obviously in reality they were not very nice and very unfun times, but in like fantasy and kind of like stories about it, it's so much fun. So I've added like a load of chandeliers in, and I wanted them to all be quite like fancy. I wanted it to all be candles, because I don't know if they all work off the grid. I didn't actually make this lot off the grid, because again, did not occur to me, but I don't know, maybe they have some sort of electricity put into here with some magic. So I just wanted to do a lot of eclectic lighting that kind of makes it look like it could burn down in an instant, especially with all these rugs and paintings on the ceiling that I'm now adding in. Like, definitely a fire hazard, but I wanted it to look really just eclectic. And all the paintings, you'll notice they're very expensive, because I imagine they're all stolen, and they've clearly stolen all the good ones that cost about 1,000 simoleons at least. And then I went in, and you can see I've added I've forgotten what they're called, but the beams from the ceiling, I've added them in, because I thought, oh, whoa, that could be really cool. It's like the support to make sure the cave doesn't cave in. And I was really pleased with myself with that idea. I think it added to the atmosphere of the build. And now you can see I'm like looking on the outside of the build, and I'm kind of wondering what else to do. I remembered that I'd placed all these pirate-themed little clutter items from the very beginning, so I go in and add all of those. They're messages in a bottle, which I think came from the My Wedding Stories pack, which again, another pack that was a bit strange in its concept, did not quite play out very well, very laggy, but it does have some good items and kind of ties into the pirate theme. So I'd love a pirate pack, a pirate game pack, or like stuff pack or something. Game pack maybe for like more gameplay, because I think that could be so much fun. But I don't know, maybe that would be like more of a spin-off game like Sims Medieval. Anyway, this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, leave it a like, maybe leave a comment. If you really liked it, subscribe and share it with a friend. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.